Crafty here with another Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. Now, if you've never seen this before, every month, the last Wednesday of every month, Crystal Barrett from Pineapple Papers has gathered a bunch of her scrappy friends, and we actually use our Pinterest board and do some inspiration from it, so then we take it off the board and actually use it. It all started last year. She did it every day, and she's going to be repeating that in July. I'm going to join her a few days a week, doing a pin from my Pinterest boards for scrapbooking. Mostly sketches, a few a few lifts, a few like recipe challenges that I saved, a couple, I think one or two 2-page spreads. So I have kind of a variety of things that I'm going to be using. But for this one this month, unfortunately, I don't have the actual picture that's going to go in here, so I'm going to use one as a substitute because the other one is being printed, and I thought it was going to be here, and it's not. So I'm just going to use this one. But I saw this awesome pin right here, and I'm always loving the sunburst looks, and unless I have time to do it on my cut file machine, my Silhouette, and then I have to make sure I have the cut file, and sometimes it just doesn't sit right, and I don't know, like, sometimes you just want to be able to, you're sitting here creating, and my Silhouette is, like, on the other side of the room, and a lot of times I will, like, batch cut a bunch of cut files, so sometimes it's inconvenient in a way, and I wanted a really good way that I could, do it and customize it as I go, so if I change my mind, I can do it on the fly, if that kind of makes sense. Anyway, so, and for those of you who do not have a cut file machine or like a Cricut or a Silhouette or anything, this is a fun, handy cutting guide for how to make your sunburst. So that's what I'm going to do today. So it's going to be relatively simple, relatively quick. So yeah, I'm just going to put this picture on there as a placeholder. But yeah, let's get started. Oh, and sorry, I'm going to use this I'm trying to use up some of the stuff in my stash. I'm going to use this old Bella Boulevard Finally Fall that was out in 2011. It's very old. I'm going to use this collection. I have like a mini kit from the scrap room, so I'm going to use that to make it. I'm going to try to make it look the least fall possible. It's going to have fallish colors, but where it's going in my son's baby book isn't necessarily fall. It's actually December, but I didn't want the whole thing just to look like Christmas. So let's get started. All right. I'm so sorry, you guys. My intro, that was horrible. I'm doing this video rather last minute because, one, yeah, I was waiting for my photo to come. And two, yeah, I've been really exhausted lately. So I sounded a little crazy there. I just got home from work after not eating all day. I don't think I ate till 4:30. So maybe my blood sugar was low. I'm not sure. But anyway. So I'm just following the cutting guides that are on this lovely pin, which I will have linked down below. So if you want to try this out, I'm going to give you kind of a warning. I don't think mine turns out as nice as the photo or the pin looks. I didn't really follow it to see if there were any like directions, but I figured looking at the pin, it can't be that hard, right? Anyway, so you start out by doing all 4-inch wide strips of paper, and it doesn't tell you how many specific papers to have, but there's like a handful, and I had a few handfuls. And then you cut like one strip 12 inches by 4, another one 11, like two 9 inches by 4, two of them 8 inches by 4, and then a 5-inch, a 4-inch, and a 6-inch, I believe. And then I started putting the letters on them, and I had in between making this video and making supper, I like wrote down, kind of copied the letters that would correspond to each size according to the pin. If you look at the pin, again, you'll kind of get what I'm saying, but like they like labeled it so that the diagrams would make sense, and that was kind of your instructions on how to put it together. So then you basically take these different size rectangles and you just cut them down on the diagonal to make really long triangles. And then you've labeled them A through M, and then you lay them out. Now, the downfall of not thinking this ahead is then you might have pattern papers that are going to be next to each other. And if you're doing all one or two different only kinds of paper, that's not going to matter that much. Or if it doesn't bother you, it's not going to bother you. It kind of bothered me. So a lot of this video is going to be me just messing with the papers and where they go and flipping them over and trying to figure out the best way for them to lay. And I wanted it to lay nice, like to have a good variety of the different patterns. But also, because some of them are short, you can't just replace any old pattern paper in any old spot because it's got to be able to reach across the page. I also took that stripe paper and gut it because I figured I would mat the entire layout on it, which I thought would be kind of fun. So that's what I did first, knowing that I only had the 8-inch ones left and I was only taking 2 inches off the top and bottom or both sides of my pattern paper. So I knew I would have plenty in the middle if I just gut it for a frame on the outside. So at first I tacked down the one cloud too well. And then I decided, yeah, I can't do that because then I can't shift them as I put them down. And so then I'm just tacking down part of the center. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. So then I'm realizing I want more cloud in there, but all my cloud pieces are short. And I'm really not liking that I have this paper with the trees on it, and the trees aren't up and down. They're just they're like blowing in from the west there. I don't like the way that looks. And I don't really want, like, for example, at one point it was like wood grain, one another color, and then wood grain. I want to space them out farther than that if I can. So I'm just going to mess around and try to figure out which way I want them to go. And while you watch me do that, I can talk a little bit more about off the board. So yeah, so I had mentioned earlier that, and below in the comment or in the description, all the other people who are playing along today are going to be linked. And then also stay tuned, like I said, for July, where Crystal's going to do it every day. There's other people that are also going to join her every day. I don't think I can do it every day. I'm for sure doing it 2 days a week. I'm going to have a video on Wednesday and Sundays. And I'm going to try to add in Fridays too. I did not plan that with him. So if I do add up Fridays, I won't be linked in any of their videos because I didn't plan ahead and tell them that. But that is a personal goal of mine. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And then I'm toying with the idea of some new series maybe after July to either do cards every Friday or do a product focus Friday or something. So leave me a comment below if you think that'd be a good idea and if you have any suggestions or what you'd like to see. Yeah? All right, so now you can see I have all the rays. I just used air quotes and you guys cannot see me. I have all the rays trimmed down. And I really love the way it turned out. And honestly, it didn't take that long. It's just you cut them and then you sit there and rearrange them the way you want them to. You can go by the diagram on the pin. And if you are smart enough to think of it ahead of time, you won't have to mess around with them too much. But even my messing around with them didn't take that long. At least it didn't feel like it took that long and it wasn't too frustrating. It was just kind of like, where do I want what? So I really like... I'm so sorry, yawn again. I told you. I'm exhausted lately. But I really wanted more of the cloud paper, and I didn't really care about the tree paper, so I got rid of that. But now, so I trimmed off all the excess. I matted it on that stripe paper, and I really like the look that gave. It's a little busy, but it's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. So now I am taking that stand-in photo and I just created a white mat and then did a bunch of kind of partial mats with all my scrap pieces behind it. And that was fun to add all the same colors kind of popping just barely around the photo. And then I'm using the little sticker sheet that came with this little kit and just kind of adding a couple clusters. there was kind of remnants of the back of the cut apart sheet that I figured would be a perfect little journaling spot. This layout is going to be all about my son's first smile. So way back in December of 2013, his very first smile. The first one caught on film. He had smiled a few days prior to that, but this one I caught on film. So that picture is just, it's cute. It's just this cute little smirk, and he kind of smirks that way now, still to this day, which is so fun. But that was what this layout's going to be about. So I can journal a little about that and about how it was his first smile, and just kind of I did fussy cut this tree out of the little cut apart sheet. I'm going to create a little cluster up over there. And so it's kind of fall themed looking, but more of the colors are fall themed, and yeah, it doesn't matter. So now I'm going to go through all my like title stickers, because I want to try to use those up first if I can. If I can use them, I would like to, because sometimes they're in just such neat fonts compared to my letter stickers or my letter thickers. So I was really wanting to do Love That Smile. And I forgot I had these Cocoa Vanilla Studio phrase and word title things, and so I found the best smile in those. So, and I figured that worked. There's a little bit of darker blue in this collection, and so that kind of just brings that out, and it also stands out because it's not a very prevalent color in some of the patterns. So I kind of like that it stands out and kind of pops. So yeah, so I really wanted Love That Smile, but I couldn't find a love that I liked, and I couldn't find a smile that I liked. I had some in black, but there's really no black in any of this stuff. So I'm just going to pop my title up on foam dots, and yeah, there you have it. Thanks again for watching. Click below to check out everybody else, and we'll see you again next time. Bye!